Welcome everybody to MaxSpeedTV here on Sunday night, bringing you Blazing Pedals, sponsored by Foul Zone. Tonight it's Chris and Rick up in the booth with a special guest. We'll get to that in just a moment. Rick, how you doing tonight?
I'm doing great, Chris. How you doing tonight?
Well, I'm doing good, getting ready to get this thing going here. A little bit of an issue, and our special guest is going to be able to talk to us a little bit more about that tonight. And let's just bring him right in. Rudy's up here visiting on a Sunday night. He's got nothing going on. Rudy, how you doing, bud?
Hey, I'm doing well. Ready to help you guys out here for a little bit. I won't be able to stay for the whole race, but I got a couple things going on here later on. But yeah, there was some server issues. Mark was having some problems getting the server to fire off, and finally got it. But we're a little behind, but I think we'll get caught up here. I think he's going to advance it here in a few minutes.
It sounds great, and thanks for coming out, man. It's going to be a good one. I'm looking forward to this one. Michigan, 100 laps, pit speed 55 miles an hour. Really not much more to say. It's a big 2-mile track, wide track. Rick, you got anything else to add to the track side of this thing?
The track side? No, not really. I mean, we're going to be doing 200 miles tonight. It's going to be awesome, man. I mean, we're sitting at about 78 degrees right now. The track temp is up to about 86 degrees Fahrenheit right now, so it's going to be pretty slick out there, Chris. But I'm really excited about these K&N cars. I am really excited about this series.
Yeah, it's going to be a blast. And this is our first time out. And Rudy, I know you and I have the same problem. It's last names sometimes they get to us. So far, I haven't seen too many that I'm not going to even bother trying. Hopefully that's the case as it keeps going.
Yeah, there's a Bumgarten. I kept wanting to call him Bumgardner. I was having trouble with that one a couple weeks ago. Noah Van Hout, that's an easy one. Backover. Schließ, Ashton Schließ. That's kind of a tough one there. But everybody else, I think, Tyler Gary, Kyle Gilbert, there's most of them. Kilroe, Dalton Kilroe. But there's some great drivers in here, I'm going to tell you, man. Last week's race was absolutely phenomenal. It was just a great racing all the way around. These guys put on one heck of a show. So I think we're in for another one here tonight. 3 wide, I expect it here at this track. Lots of wide racing.
Oh, absolutely. And there's plenty of room. And getting on to the drivers, let's take a look at the point standings as they are now. Travis Brown up front, 497 points. Mark Arthur running second in points. Blake Decker third. And you see the rest there. And for the most part, that top 8, all within 53 points of each other. Top 10 within 139. We'll be throwing 11 and make it 140. That's some pretty tight racing right there.
Definitely is, Chris. It's going to be fun to see what happens here tonight out in Michigan.
We got some people out in chat. Guys, we do keep an eye on chat. We will try and get to you if you have questions or just want to say hi. Feel free, say hi. We'll get there. And like Rudy said, they are thinking about advancing this, so we're keeping an eye open. And we'll see. I definitely don't intend on being live through the whole practice. That's another 34 minutes. And that's a lot of filler time, Rudy. I don't know how you do it.
Well, in a case like this here, he will advance it. It's just a matter of when. I'm not sure when he's going to do that. I think he might be out here trying to get a little practice time in himself, before they do advance it. So, and that's not a bad thing. Because practice, as well, you guys know as well as I do, seat time is everything. It doesn't matter what you're in, whether it's the trucks or the Xfinities or the Gen 6, even the K&N. You got to have seat time in these things or you're just not going to have a good night, So practice on some of these tracks. It's going to be a little slick out there. It looks like the guys are slipping and sliding around. I was going to look at the temperatures real quick. The 78 degrees air temperature and 86 degree track temperature. So that's really not that bad. Not really super hot, but it'll still be a little slick. Watch for turn 2. It's going to be the most treacherous turn here tonight. Coming out of turn 2, they always seem to want to, it's that flat wall down the backstretch here that it's hard to navigate. They got one reset and one reset only here tonight. So you do get one gimme.
RFK, thanks for the love, and yeah, you're absolutely right. I have been watching this a little bit so far, Rudy, and the cars seem to develop a little bit of push coming out of that turn 2 corner, so you're absolutely spot on with that analysis. We're going to be looking to see if any right fronts get dinged here tonight. Rick, you got anything you've been watching that is interesting for you?
Well, I've been watching pretty much the same thing, or seeing the same thing as I'm watching, Chris. One thing that we have to remember too is that the track is live. So as these guys start, keep running that one line, if everybody kind of bunches up and stays up high or does whatever, that's going to even get even more hotter, which is going to be even more slick. So that's what I'm going to be watching out for tonight, to see how the lanes change in the race as it goes on. I've been watching Aaron Backover right now in that number 44 machine. I don't know if I'm allowed to pick a favorite car, Chris, but you know me, and that's mine.
Could be a good pick. That could be a good pick.
Wow. Yeah, I think I understand exactly why you're saying that. After now I'm taking a look at it, Rick. All right, I'm with you. And Aaron is no stranger to this one. Let's see. He's definitely been in the race, in the contention. Nice looking car, that 44. So let's see, his best time right now out on track, 39.146. Overall best time out there is a 38.338. So it's pretty interesting. I can't wait to get this thing started. I love these bigger tracks. 2 miles, you have drafting, you have pit strategy, you have drafting partners, like I said. Teammates could be the difference between winning and losing in this one, and keeping that car clean to the end. Rudy, I have one question for you. I don't know, do they have a reset in this?
Yes, one reset.
One reset, and so there you go. And we saw it on another league. You save that reset till the end. You have one more caution, you bring it in, you get it fixed up new. It could be the difference maker.
Yeah, and the thing of that is, these cars are pretty resilient, but they do, if they get damage on them, it does kind of really affect the speed a lot. And I kind of wanted to bring that up too a little bit, Chris, as we were talking about turn 2 there, where, the guys coming off of turn 2, we could see somebody get, a right front fender into the wall, or maybe even slap the wall with the whole side of the car. Look for that to happen. And when it does happen, most time, more than not, it does kick the car down to the inside and goes right across the track and into that inside wall on the backstretch. So look for that. That's kind of an eerie feeling, knowing that if you slap that wall, you could go down there and hit that inside wall. Your night could be over.
Yeah, it doesn't take much. Like you said, you slap the wall, you kill the aerodynamics, you hurt the steering just a little bit, and that could be it, man.
The good news is, though, Chris and Rudy, these K&N cars, they can take one heck of a beating before they're totally out. So while yes, that can happen, and we have to remember that we're on a 2 mile per hour, or a 2 mile track right now. So the big question tonight is there going to be a big one? And we know that there will be. The question is going to be when.
Well, that's it.
Well, as much as they've had trouble with the server tonight, I'm kind of wondering if we might want to watch for a card blinking out here. Maybe there could be some server issues. You never know. I don't know. With iRacing, having all kinds of issues here as of late, and I know they got a big thing going on tomorrow. They're actually transferring everything over to new servers. iRacing itself. So there will not be a broadcast tomorrow night. I don't know, unless somebody's got something going on. I'm not sure if KR does or not, but there may not be anything on MaxSpeedTV tomorrow night because of that. So just kind of giving everybody a shout out and let them know. It's up in the air right now. We have races scheduled, but it's still up in the air whether they actually will go live, depending on if iRacing gets back up in time.
Yeah, a lot of questions to be answered, but going to the new servers, will it make a big difference? We hope so. Maybe it'll cut down on the problems that we seem to be having here, like tonight. You would figure 10 years in, they would have it down pretty good, and maybe it is just aging servers, but definitely hope for better quality going forward out of iRacing. certainly the racing isn't suffering at all. The quality there, no problem whatsoever. And we're looking forward to bringing that action to you here as soon as we go live. Right now, still about 27 minutes left of practice. And the tell is that we're probably going to advance after everybody gets a chance to go. And certainly we look forward to doing that. We've got a couple things going on a little bit later. We've got the Star Spangled Banner to come up. We got green flag. We're going to be talking to some drivers out there under yellows, and we're getting ready to go.
And one thing, Chris, I'm not sure if you noticed, but Tim is in the server. He is putting out how to pronounce his last name, so I think we got that one.
Well, I hope you got it. Obviously, I'm not hearing it, so when you figure it out, you let me know.
That's right there on the MaxSpeedTV chat there, but it is Hey Be Yuck. Just a little faster than that, that's all.
Hey, be yuck.
Hey, be yuck.
Yeah, we can do that, Tim.
Okay.
We can definitely do that.
Yeah, that was one I kept butchering last week. I was calling him Habook. But hey, be yuck.
Hey, be yuck it is. No problem at all. Ken, how are you tonight? RFK, I think it's awesome that you come and watch our races from Belgium. That is so cool, man. Thank you so much for staying up, what is at this point, pretty early in the morning for you. Really appreciate that. And everybody else that comes on out and checks out MaxSpeedTV here on YouTube. I know we all appreciate it. It gives us somebody to talk to besides ourselves, which is sometimes appreciated.
Definitely is, Chris. I mean, one thing that we do love, we love being active with the chat. So chat it up, and when we have a chance, we will definitely answer any questions or just chat it up with you.
And for what it's worth, Rick, I found my favorite car too. I'm focused on it right now. The 2 car, Aiden Doyle. I don't know why. I'm kind of digging it.
I think it has to do with the American flag on the side there, Chris.
Absolutely.
And probably the Pennzoil on the hood.
I use Snap-on tools regularly.
And I know you have a hankering and a liking for the Miller Lite. That is a beautiful paint scheme, Chris. As we're sitting here watching the warm-up, I'm going through a lot of the different paints, and let me tell you, Rudy gave us a fair warning that these guys put a lot of time into their paint schemes. They're very proud of them. There is some very beautiful cars out there, Chris, tonight on the track.
Yeah, I've gone through. I think I've checked all of them out so far. Bryce Lewis with the Bojangles on the hood, looking good there. And I don't see a problem with any of these cars. I love them all.
Well, there's one for you, Chris and Rick. Ryan Washaleski. There's one for you. Washaleski.
Washaleski. We'll get it down.
Yep. And, I always say whenever I start a new league, I always say, give me about 2 or 3 weeks and I'll have everybody's name down. And if I have trouble with one, I'll actually go to the driver and have them actually pronounce it for me. So, because I hate butchering people's names out there, like Hibby Yuck. Is that how did I say that right?
Hey-be Yuck.
Hey, yuck.
Hibby Yuck. Hibby Yuck. Yeah. Okay.
I love it. I love it when they come in, Rudy, they come in, they actually like phonetically spell it out for us.
Yeah.
That's great. That's perfect. Thank you, Tim. I appreciate that.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah. I don't like butchering people's names.
But can't y'all do the bus race? Bus race? I don't know. If iRacing had bus racing, boy, I'd be all over. Oh, NIS. Oh, that's different. I'd like to do NIS. That'd be all right. There's a lot of things I'd like to do. Right now, I'd settle for just knocking the rust off. We see the 91 car, Taylor Frey, kind of get into the wall a little bit, just like we were talking about earlier. It gets tight, right into the wall it goes, and it actually flung him to the inside, just like you were saying, Rudy. It absolutely just flung him to the inside. George, good to see you tonight. I appreciate you coming on out. Appreciate it very much, actually. You got Chris, Rick, and Rudy up in the booth tonight. Rudy's doing, well, Rudy had nothing else going on tonight. Can you imagine that? So he decided he'd come in and check us out.
Yeah, I didn't have nothing going on tonight, and then, like I said, and then tomorrow night, SRA actually is going to postpone theirs till Tuesday night because of that deal going on iRacing tomorrow. They're just they're not 100% sure, from what iRacing said, not 100% sure that they would have it back up in 5 hours. So they said plan accordingly.
Yeah, well,
and they SRA took that. You know, Bobby Cheney contacted me and took that right to the bank right there, and he said he just made the decision that, you know, that we're just going to go ahead and run it Tuesday night just to be on the safe side, and postponed it till then. So,
and I don't think that's a bad call, because
nope.
iRacing in the past, at least, their timing has been a little off.
Yep, definitely. Yeah, I know Mark. He had a lot of trouble tonight getting the server to launch. That's why we were so far behind, folks. Just for some reason, it just was not accepting the server, and he had to have somebody else actually put the server up for him. So it's just weird stuff going on. Hopefully that new server thing that they're probably just switching over to a new company. I think they were through GoDaddy, but don't quote me on that. It may not. It may have been through somebody else.
I don't want
they're changing to another company, I guess.
Yeah, one thing that I'm happy about is, you know, it's a long time coming, yes, but I never take it bad when iRacing or any company tries to make their service better. You know, I mean, iRacing is the #1 racing simulator out there. I mean, there's no question about that. And yeah, you know, we've been getting a lot of content lately, but now it's time for some upgrade into the equipment, and I'm happy to see it. Unfortunately, it's going to put some, you know, hamperings on some racing tomorrow, and hopefully not much long after tomorrow, but we know how week 13 goes sometimes.
Oh yeah, he's saying about 6 minutes they're going to be advancing it. So
all right,
fabulous.
That's excellent. Good news to know. 6 minutes left of practice. Don't worry about that 20. It says on the top left. We're not going to worry about that at all. And I think that's going to give us just enough time to squeeze in a couple of things too. So that'll work out. We'll kill a minute or two here, and I think we'll bring you the Star Spangled Banner. We'll bring you all of qualifying, and yeah, we'll even do a little iRacing commercial. We are talking about iRacing quite a bit, since the big news of the day again is tomorrow, big hardware change, probably a long time in the making, and it hopefully will actually make the racing better too. Maybe some of those ghost 4X's when somebody doesn't really hit somebody, but the computer says they did. Maybe that gets cleaned up a little bit. There's a lot of things that they could definitely clean up.
Yeah, that's what us drivers, or the drivers out there racing, they consider that net coding, and maybe that'll alleviate some of it. You know, that's a difference in between my connection and your connection. You know, as a driver out there on the track, it's got to be synced together, and sometimes that gets unsynced by connections, and some of it could be internet related, some of it could be a person's computer related. You know, there's a lot of factors that go into that. So they're alleviating their end of it. So now it's just going to be on the people to alleviate their end.
Well, I'm actually looking on the service now. It looks like everyone's quality is pretty good. There are a couple of drivers that are having some issues, Chris and Rudy. It looks like Ryan and Rudy, you're going to have to say his name a couple more times before we get it, but he actually just disconnected. I saw his quality shoot way up, and then he just kind of went off.
Washaleski?
Washaleski, there we go.
Yep, Washaleski.
And it looks like he has just joined the race, so let's hope that his connection stays stable. And I'm excited about this, guys. I can't wait. Michigan, it's a fun track. It's a big track. I know not a lot of people like the bigger tracks, the cookie cutters. For me personally, it's kind of my favorite kind of racing. The K&N cars are outstanding to drive. I wish more people would actually show these love. I know that they got a big following there a couple years ago, and then it kind of dwindled off. But I am really excited to be here with the Blazing Pedals. here at Michigan for 100 laps, 200 miles.
Yeah, and with that, I think what we're going to do is we'll squeeze out to a commercial break, come back, and we'll do the Star Spangled Banner. Get ready for qualifying here at Michigan. Get your hot dogs ready, folks. Here we go.
Assist to the front bumper, and he hits him again now. Rayon Fowler into the outside wall.
He's gonna pass nearly 3 cars down that front straightaway, and he's gonna get them all done with. What amazing!
Lead to the inside goes Logan Cloudman is gonna touch in. Pit press sideways. What a save!
Look to the outside as Cronkite goes off. De Jong into second place.
Going for the switchback. Oh, pinpoint driving.
It's howling down to the inside.
Trying this contact though.
Slide left to the racetrack. Chris Renner drives it back down underneath, and he takes that second spot right back. Joker goes to Garrett Lowe.
Garrett Lowe should take victory with all that contact. He's going to try and make the move around the outside the parabolica. That's not going to work, but he's going to try and get the cut back here. Get the run out the parabolica. That's beautifully done there. Michael Schumacher, there's a little bit of door banging as well.
We take you down onto the track for our opening ceremonies.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise. Please remove your hats.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous flight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
And there is nothing left to do except for get ready for qualifying here at Michigan, getting ready for 200 miles in this K&N kart. Guys, I am getting ever more excited, getting ready for this one. It's going to be a great race.
Oh, it definitely is, Chris. I'm just watching practice times right now, and it seems like they're pretty close. Right now, Dalton Kilroe, that 88 machine, he's been holding on to that top spot there for a little while, but those guys that are below him a little bit, it's not by much.
All right, well, here we go to qualifying.
And this is what we've been looking for, guys. This is qualifying time. And I'm ready to go. This is great. On board with Noah Van Hoot, the number 4 car, trying to qualify that vehicle, that Monster Energy car. We've got a few cars out there right now. It looks like everybody's trying to get qualified in for this one. Arfke, Ken, thank you very much. We appreciate it here at MaxSpeedTV, putting in the work so that you guys can watch some quality racing. And we've got a little issue going on with the qualifying timer, so we may kick that one off here.
No,
no, it did not. There we go. We're back.
I was going to say hit the toggle again.
Yeah.
I know the first, it seems like there's a glitch in that. It seems like the first one there's a, it wants to double up the number on it. If you just hit the toggle again, it'll straighten right out.
And it did. It's good to have the boss on board.
Well, like I said, you do this long enough, you'll learn all the little ins and outs of everything. And
Noah Van Hoot with a blistering time so far, 38.5. Definitely. Oh, just got taken by the 92 car.
Mark Arthur took over.
In the 12 car, Mark Arthur, he is on it. 38.443. Check in on the 12 car. He's going to be going faster now.
Oh yeah, Mark's going to be a voice to be reckoned with out here tonight. You know, he didn't get the second in the points by laying back, and you know, this is not a track that you want to lay back on right here. I can tell you that right now. Oh, he's getting knocked back to third now. I knew Hunter King was going to do good, but boy, that was surprising right there. That a 38.35, nice lap.
31 car has his lap of glory, a 38.354, and he says that's enough. I don't need any more. So he pulls off.
One and done.
Tyler Gary in the 26 car right now in third, looking to see if he can improve as he crosses the start finish line. No, he does not improve. Let's look for Corey Sherman in the 66 car. Looks like he's just finished up. A little bit of damage in that right rear. You know what that means. Got a little tight. Bump that wall just a little bit. That's all it takes. Aaron Bach over in the 44. We'll follow that car around track as he tries to qualify here. That is a good looking car. Boy, oh boy.
As a painter myself, I have to agree, Chris. And for other reasons also. Obviously, I was a big Dale Senior fan, Dale Junior fan, so it's really cool to see that car out on the track tonight.
Aaron Bach over right now, 20th, trying to see if he can get up a little bit further than that. Arfke, as far as the track record, I'm going to have to get my statistician on that. Rick, get on it. Who wants to know what the lap record is on track? I don't have that information right in front of me right now. We kick on board with a 68 car. That's Ashton Schließ. I believe is how you pronounce that last name. That's what I'm going to go with tonight.
Yes, sir. That's it.
Ashton 68 Energizer. Let's see if it keeps going and going around this 2-mile track. He crosses the start finish line. Must have hit a wall. Did not record a time for him there. Oh no, it did not. That was his warm-up lap. Pardon me.
All right, so the Monster Energy Cup Series track record was set in 2014 on August 15th by Jeff Gordon with a 34.857 with an average speed of about 206.55 miles.
So with more horsepower, able to trim about 4 miles off, and Jeff Gordon, go figure.
And now the Xfinity race, that was set by Joey Logano in 2015. And that was a 37.157, which is pretty close to what these cars run.
It definitely is.
Yeah,
and Joey Logano has another one in 2014 on a truck on a one-lap qualifying lap of a 38.370. So
there you go. You know, that's right on top of what these cars run right here. Definitely, you can tell the difference in horsepower.
Oh, no doubt. And, well, it doesn't, you know, what's funny is the track times are important because we want to know who went the fastest, right? But look at what we've got here. Every single driver in the top 20 is in the 38s. That is going to make for a good race.
Yeah, they're going to be right on top of each other, and that's what I was saying about it earlier. Look for some three-wide action because I know when they ran at Daytona, there was a lot of three-wide, and even one time they went four-wide. So look for that again tonight because the times are so close that they will be right on top of each other every lap.
that's one thing that I like about these bigger tracks is that the racing's there. So we see what the times are now. The fastest 38.354. That's a single car. Now, when you get somebody that wants to work with you behind you, we're going to see those times get even shorter, and that's going to be fun, I think.
Yeah, we were talking about the draft there earlier, Chris and Rick, there about the draft on this track here because it is so big. The one thing about drafting here, this car does not line up very well. The front end of the K&N cars does not line up very well with the back end of the cars, so they're going to have to be extremely careful, especially going into the corners, not to touch somebody ahead of them because that will cause a wreck. You know, they will spin each other out. Now, in the straightaways, by all means, push the daylights out of them, you know, so I think we're going to see a little bit of bump drafting going on. Maybe not so much in the corners, though.
Well, I think if you do it in the corners, you're setting up yourself for failure because we've seen already there's a good sized push. If you don't hit that line just right, you could end up in the wall of the right front. Nobody wants that tonight. Points are on the line, and we can't have that. That just about does it for, it looks like the 92. He's out there qualifying still. He did set a lap. The 92 currently 10th fastest, so he just finishes up his qualifying run. That's everybody it looks like it's going to. We're going to be going green flag racing here in just over a minute. Michigan Speedway, man, I'm telling you, I got my hot dogs earlier today, getting ready for the race. I got the Michigan sauce on it. I'm excited.
I'm very excited, Chris, but Michigan dogs, actually, not a lot of people know what those are. It's basically like a chili dog. Let's just put it that way.
I'm good doing it like that.
I know I talk about this a lot, guys, but I've been to this track so many times that, man, I know this track in and out, you know, in real life. And I'll tell you, it is a beautiful facility. If you ever get a chance to go to Michigan, take it because, man, it is just beautiful up there. Gorgeous up in the Black Hills of Michigan, and it is just gorgeous up there.
Definitely on the bucket list for sure.
Watching the 92 car from a little distance, he's just getting some more practice laps in, but giving you a pretty good scope of what this track really looks like. You see how wide it is, like just about 4 lanes wide, but when you go in those corners, it shrinks down. You got to be careful, both in the bump draft, and if you're going 3 wide, somebody's going to have to pull back, but we're getting ready to green flag right now. The grid is starting to happen. And I like this. I really love how they have them set up now in pit road. Boy, I think that's a really nice touch that iRacing put into this thing.
I definitely agree, Chris. I noticed it there a while back on one of my truck races, so it's definitely something that is fairly new, but it does look very sharp now.
And when everybody grids, we'll go through the starting lineup, keeping an eye on that 31 Hunter King. We go through just a little bit so we can take a peek at their cars. This is the slowest you'll see them all day, folks. Dead stop. There are some beautiful looking cars out there.
Gonna run down through the qualifying order here, the starting grid.
Yeah, I think we should probably do that. Except for, hold on one second. He's not loving it. There we go. We got the qualifying grid up. Go ahead.
Who wants to take it?
Go ahead, Rick.
All right.
Take the first 10 and I'll take the rest of them.
All right, so Hunter King in the number 31 has the pole award tonight. Starting next to him is going to be the 58 of Kyle Gilbert. We got Ryan Wasilewski. There we go. 19. Wasilewski. There we go. Thank you, Rudy. Starting third next to him, Corey Sherman. We go down. Tyler Gary in the number 26 is going to be starting fifth. Next to him is Mark Arthur in that 12 machine. Dalton Kilroe in the 88 starting seventh. Brandon Dennis in the 95 is going to be starting eighth. And the next row, Taylor Frey in the 91 is going to be 9th, and Blake Decker in the 92 will be 10th.
All right, well, we're not going to have enough time here to go down through the rest of the field, but get them going.
We'll show them up, and then we're going to shut her down because we're getting ready to go green flag racing. This is going to be a fun one, ladies and gentlemen. Watch it. That 31 car up front, Hunter King, leads the pack to the start-finish line to start this race off. 200 miles to go. The 26 car, Tyler Gray, just absolutely right on the back bumper of Hunter King, and he wants to take over second place. Gary in that 26 being aggressive on the first turn. Outside 58 car of Gilbert, he's trying to fight back. A little bit of momentum on his side. The 58 looking to keep second. 31 bouncing up and down, trying to figure out which line to go in. He's either going to pull the 26 of Gary or the 58 of Gilbert.
Well, guys, I just wanted to throw this out there. Ryan Wasilewski actually had to start to the tail end of the field. I got a late start. He was having connection issues earlier and had to reconnect, so he is going to be starting 24th position, even though he qualified third.
Wasilewski has a big hole to try and dig himself out of. He has had some connection issues, so we'll keep an eye on that as we go on, but right now he is about 9 seconds behind the field, trying to catch up and doing it on his own. Hunter King up front, though, in that number 31, Tyler Gary has kind of taken second place, although on the outside, the 58, Gilbert, fighting hard, trying to keep that second place spot, and the battle is there. They are side by side going into the corner.
Right now, Chris, I'm back here in 10th place watching Noah Van Houten, the number 4 machine, seeing what he's going to do. He's got some help there with the 36 of Aaron Raymond. Ramon. As the 36 looks on the inside, Chris, he's going to be able to, well, right now he's even. He tried for it, but the 4 is not giving up that track position easily.
Zach Weaver in race control without admin privileges. That's going to make your job tough tonight, Zach. Back out on track. We'll go up to the 91 car, Tyler Frey. And he is kind of running that inside line on his outside. Mark Arthur for position, trying to get 5th away. And it looks like he's done that successfully in the 12 car.
Yeah, Mark's moving forward pretty quick here, coming from 9th up to 6th already. And is closing up on Dilton Kilroe as the 5 of them starting to put a little distance on Taylor Fry and Corey Sherman.
Yeah, it's definitely 2 packs happening right now. You've got that front 5, like you said. Tyler Frey kind of trying to get there, but now getting passed by the 66 car. Corey Sherman. Sherman to the inside. Great move. And he is trying to get back to that lead pack of 5. The draft is definitely helping both of those cars, the 66 and the 91, trying to get back to that lead pack of 4 or 5 cars there.
We got a change for the lead here. Tyler Gary taking over the point from Hunter King.
Tyler Gary on the outside. Man, what a battle going on here, Rudy.
Yes, he got really tight right there. Almost lost that lead, but managed to hang on to it.
Hunter
New
King.
leader there, Rick. And look at this, Mark Arthur up to 4th. Tell me that guy's not, he is just coming like a freight train.
That's who I was watching, Rudy. I was watching the 12, Mark Arthur, doing what he's doing. And like you said, freight train, he's hitting the afterburners for sure up on that high line. Getting a little bit of help there by the 88.
But how long can he do that? You know, that's the thing. You know, before he starts burning those tires up.
Well, that's one thing I've been watching these guys, some of the lines, you know. I mean, there's usually on a big track like this, you see 2 definitive lines. You get the inside and the outside. Everybody just kind of gets to the thing. These guys are bouncing all over, doing what they got to do. Each person is just trying to find where they want to run, and they're doing a fabulous job doing it.
As it starts to settle down, it looks like 7 cars now in that front pack. Although Corey Sherman is still trying to catch him, but 7 cars, we'll call it, in the front pack. Absolutely battling it out. The 31 is under attack right now. Mark Arthur absolutely killing those things. The tires on that car trying to get to the front, and this is the time you got to make those moves, guys.
You're absolutely right. Right now, with those guys racing behind, oh, I'm sorry.
Here we go.
3
wide, made possibly almost 4 wide there. But boy, they looked at that and said, no, we're not going to do that now, guys.
Those corners get narrow, and they thought better of it. But Hunter King under attack. The 12 car, Mark Arthur in the middle lane, takes control of second place.
Nope, not going for the lead.
Oh, we got one. The 80,
got a wreck.
88, Dalton Kilroy on his roof.
Wow.
Oh, he comes up into the 92.
Oh, my.
Man, the 92 in the wrong place at the wrong time. Let's go back and take a look at that one, guys. That was one heck of a crash. Dalton Kilroy in the 88 was on the inside. Kyle Vincent in the 58, they got together. The 88, Dalton Kilroy into the wall, and then watch this. Boom. The 92 car right into him. No place to go. The track was covered, guys. Wow, what a wreck. We are on lap 9 of 100. We're under caution up front. Tyler Gary, Mark Arthur's right behind him. 9 laps in. Probably not too soon for tires. Here they come down pit road, just as I was saying it. You see
the guys were out there racing it pretty hard, and they were abusing them tires.
That they definitely were, Rudy. And I was just about ready to say right before that caution came out, too. My screen kind of went blank there for a second, but Tyler Gary, he was, you know, he's the person that does not want to see this caution. He was getting a really good lead. Those guys were racing, you know, behind him, which just let him pull away. And now, unfortunately, we're going to be back bunched up, and we'll see what happens.
Well, one thing I did notice, guys, Travis Brown, our points leader, not here tonight. I think I do remember him saying that he was not going to be here for this race here tonight. So, but taking over the points lead last week, that was pretty amazing, man. Picking up 4 positions. Now keep an eye on, like we were just talking about him there. Tyler Gary dropped 4 positions last week. He had a very bad race, and he's on comeback trail now this week. He's gonna make it all better and make it right this week.
Oh, he definitely is, and let's bring him up and give a chat while we're under caution.
That's pissing me off the most.
Oh. Hey, Tyler, you got Rick, Rudy, and Chris in the booth. You got a copy, bud.
Hey, what's going on, guys?
Not much. While you're under caution here, tell me, how does the car feel when you're out there out front?
It feels pretty good, actually. Like, the cars, like, the track's really grippy with this new layout in Michigan, and I think we should be pretty good racing.
Excellent, buddy. Well, I know you were in a chat there with your team members over there at We Make Runs. Anybody else? You guys got any questions at all for Tyler?
For who?
For Tyler, Chris, Rudy.
Tyler, you came out of the pits in 3rd place. What's your strategy going to green flag?
I'm trying to get back up to the lead, really. I know I got there on the original start. I'm trying to get back up there, stay up there. So.
All right, bud. Well, we are getting ready to go back green flag racing, so we'll put you back down in your channel. The pace car lights are off. Thank you very much for coming up with us.
Yeah, thank you.
Pace car lights are off. We're getting ready to go back green flag racing. Kyle Gilbert up front in the 58 on his outside. Mark Arthur, and he was definitely stealing the show in that 12 car as we were running those green flag laps, Rudy.
Oh, he sure was, man. Coming from 9th place up to 2nd already, that's pretty amazing. That's a heck of a move. And just knowing, because we were watching qualifying there and knowing how on top of these each other and time wise that these guys were, and for him to pick up 9 or that many positions, 7 positions, that's saying a lot for his driving style and his skill level out there, man. That's really putting it on.
Yeah, it was awesome. I can't wait to get back green flag racing again, and it's coming soon. As like we said, the pace car lights are off. These guys pacing, and pace car getting ready to drop down, and he does. We're getting ready to go green flag racing again. The 58 in control. Kyle Gilbert drops the hammer on the go fast button, and Mark Arthur little slow to respond. He's going to keep his 2nd place, a 26 car. Tyler Gary, we just talked to him. He says, I want to get back to the front. That's his big strategy.
Yeah, it looks like he's wasting no time doing that, Chris, as he's putting a little bit of pressure onto the number 12 of Mark Arthur right now. And right now they're even.
I was just watching Aaron Raymond passed up Corey Sherman.
Well, I'm watching 2nd place as Mark Arthur under the gun. Tyler Gary really trying to get 2nd place back right now. That 26 car on the inside, Arthur to the outside, 58 car almost blocking the 12 car right now. No place for that 12 to go. As soon as he moves down, though, look at this. Mark Arthur puts the hammer down, and I think that's because of the draft. Able to get out to the side. Mark Arthur leads by a nose.
And for the first time today, he gets to the front, and he's going to lead his very first lap of the race here, guys.
I believe he will. As soon as he goes past the start-finish line, we'll mark that lap off for Mark Arthur.
Yes, sir. Bonus point time. Cha-ching.
There's nothing wrong with that at all, huh?
No, sir. Get that out of the way right out of the bat here. 14 laps in to grab the lead like that, coming from actually he started 6th. I don't know where I got 9th from, but started 6th place. But taking over the lead on lap 14, that says a lot.
Yeah, Mark Arthur has the lead, and he's starting to pull away just a little bit. We check in on the 95 car. That's Brandon Dennis. He's followed by Blake Decker and Ian Habbick.
Habiuk.
Habiuk.
Habiuk. Yep, that's how you say it. Habiuk.
Didn't we
Ian
talk about that
Habiuk.
before? Habiuk.
Yep. Ty Morosco coming from 13th up to the 10th position, breaking into the top 10 for the first time today. Brian McRae started 21st and running in 11th, so 10 positions he picked up. Big mover out there, guys.
Yeah, and there's been a few of them. We're looking at the battle right now between the 97, the 19, the 6, and the 4. That's Lewis, Wasilewski, Nickel, and Van Hoot.
Yeah, guys, if you remember, Wasilewski started late and was back in 24th and off the pace all by himself back there, nobody to work with. He needed that caution. He got it. He's back up to the 12th position. All's good in the camp right now.
That's right. As long as his connection keeps steady, I predict good things will happen for Ryan here tonight in that 19 car.
I've been watching Ryan move his way up, guys, and one thing I got to say, he's driving a green car, so everybody knows in NASCAR, green is usually not the best luck of color, but it's working for Ryan tonight. He's got the Lucky Duck Pizza on board. Everything's working fine. As he moves up, he's sitting in 12th place right now.
Just checking. Go ahead, Rudy.
Another big mover I just wanted to say here, Ed Hewitt, which started 24th. He's up to 16th.
Well, we'll take a look at movers. Shuffle that. There we go. Let's see here. Big mover, the number 30. You just called him. Ed Hewitt, up 8 positions so far in this one. The 7, Brian McRae, the only one to do better, up 10 positions right now.
We just had a 3-wide action going on back here. Hunter King took it 3 wide around Aaron Bockover and Ashton Schlese, but he backed out of it. He thought better of that. He said, no, it's just a little too early in the race for this 3-wide stuff. Good racing back here. 17th, 18th, and 19th. Very good.
We got an eye on it right now as the 53 car heads to the inside, trying to take position away from the 31 of Hunter King, and he does. The 53, Samuel Baumgarten, was able to take position away from the 31 of Hunter King, and he's trying to move on. In fact, right now he's in the battle with the 68 car. Ashton Schlese is, and as I say that, of course, the 53 starts to drop back a little bit. That inside line not able to carry as much momentum, it looks like.
Yeah, that's one thing that I'm noticing, Chris, as I'm watching these guys go around. It seems like that high lane is really where everybody really kind of needs to be at this point. But as we talked about earlier in the broadcast, you know, as the track warms up, these guys are going to have to move down a little bit just to try to find some grip.
Up front, things haven't really changed too much. We've got Arthur, Gary, and Gilbert, your top 3 cars. In fourth,
quite a bit of distance back to fourth. Yeah,
there is actually. I was just looking at that. We went from Gilbert in third in the 58 back to Aaron Ramon in the 36 car, kind of just chilling out back there, maybe just biding his time, saving his tires. We'll see how that strategy works out for him. Behind him, the 66 car, Corey Sherman and Ian. Oh gosh, Ian Hubbock. Habiak. Ian, I'm going to get it before the end of this one, the 16 car. What do we got here? Do we have brothers out there? Is that what's going on?
Where's that at?
No, never mind. I need new glasses, apparently. Behind Habiak, we've got Taylor Frey in the 91 Home Depot car. Sitting there looking pretty. And Blake Decker, he's in the 92, running 8th position right now. Ty Morosco. Ty in the 1 car, running in 9th, and right behind him, rounding out your top 10, is the 95 car, Brandon Dennis.
I'll tell you what, guys, Mark's not getting away. Tyler is hanging right to him there, just 3/10 behind, and I'm sure Tyler would really like to win this race tonight. Kind of give him a boost in the points because he's back so far, and after losing 4 positions in the points last week, he's clear back in 12th place. So anything would be a big help for him tonight. We had a lot of big movers in the points last week. Corey Sherman picking up 6 positions. Dalton Kilroe 3. Taylor Fry picks up 5 positions. Noah Van Hout picked up 4. So a lot of big movers going forward. We had a lot going backwards too. Tyler Gary dropping 4 positions. Ryan Wasilewski dropping 4. Ian Habiuk dropped 7 positions last week, guys.
And looking at those standings right now, Rudy, I see that the biggest mover, though, was Terry Foster, who moved up 10 positions last week.
Yeah, and he's having some difficulties here tonight. He's clear back in 23rd position, 11 seconds behind the leader. Not really feeling it yet, or maybe he's just kind of taking it easy right now.
That's what I was just going to say. You know, here we are. We're on lap 24 of 100. There's definitely plenty of time for him to move up that 86.
Well, I don't know what happened to Tyler Gary, but boy, a big check up there. He just went back to 3rd real quick. Kyle Gilbert into 2nd, and Kyle is 1.1 seconds now behind Mark Arthur.
Yeah, so the gap back to 2nd is growing, and we got to say hi to Crystal Skittles out there on YouTube land. Hi there, Crystal. Thanks for stopping by. So a change for 2nd place. Gary slides back to 3rd. Gilbert slides into 2nd. And the gap is holding steady, about 1 second right now, guys.
Going back and just look at the replay, it looks like Tyler just had a little bit of an issue coming off of one of the turns there, guys. He just got a little loose and he started to slide down. He was able to collect the car and just keep going, but he did lose that 2nd position.
Well, if that's the worst that happened, you know, he was able to gather back up, no damage to the car. I think he's probably okay with that. And we're going to check in on the 97 car right now. That's Bryce Lewis. He has Noah Van Hoot right in front of him. Battle position. A little bit of a gap there.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite cars out there. I like the Bojangles car. Pretty cool looking car. Kind of reminds me of the olden days. I guess I'm showing my age here, guys, but back in the old days with the song Mr. Bojangles, I think it's a pretty cool jingle. Well, Kyle's closed the gap back up. He's now within a half a second of Mark Arthur. And Tyler Gary again gets passed up by Aaron Raymond.
Yeah, Aaron is really doing a good job in that 36 car. Looking good out there. Staying nice and clean. I've been watching his line. His line is looking great. Not very much of a variance. And that tells me that the car is handling to his liking. And probably not beating up on those tires too bad if he's able to kind of control it like he is.
No, and as you guys were chatting there, it looks like Kyle Gilbert got right up onto the bumper of Mark Arthur, giving him, you know, just letting him know that he's there right now. If Mark looks up in his rearview mirror, all he's going to see is the hood of that 58.
Yeah, and we're going to keep the battle right here because the 58 car, Kyle Gilbert, is on fire. He had closed the gap from 1 second down to not a tenth. We're going to call it a tenth. And man, he is just on fire in that 58. Is it possible that Mark Arthur has hurt those tires, maybe overheated them trying to run up front? We're going to find out here as Kyle Gilbert is just right there. Again, I want to thank everybody for coming out and watching here on MaxSpeedTV. We've got myself, Rick Hammond, and Rudy in the booth. Rudy's, well, he says he's going to part-time this race, but I don't know. We'll see.
We'll definitely see. Right now, though, Chris, I'm watching the number 16 of Ian Hay be Yuck. You'll get it right one of these times. He's on his move. He qualified 14th place. He's sitting in the top 5 right now, trying to catch up to the number 26 of Tyler Gary. Just try to maybe work with him a little bit there. But going back to what Rudy was saying, Chris, I mean, right now with Mark Arthur getting a little bit of pressure from Kyle, these guys trying to catch up, tire wear is going to come into effect here pretty shortly, as it looks like Kyle Gilbert is going down, trying to peek on the inside there, see if he can get a little bit of run, but he just slides back up behind Mark Arthur there. Nicole Motorsports, how you doing?
The battle up front heating up as the 58 tries to slide to the outside. Will the 12 give him room? I don't think he had a choice. As the 58 car, Kyle Vincent had a really nice run off from that turn 4. We'll see what happens going into turn 1. Mark Arthur under attack right now. Kyle Gilbert on the outside. And they are door to door right now coming out of turn 2. Ooh, that was close to the wall. We've got a position change up front, guys. Kyle Gilbert takes over from Mark Arthur.
He was really close. I like to call that the Larson wall ride. I mean, I was actually watching from the rear of that, Chris, and if we were there, I don't think we could physically even put a paper plate in between Kyle's car and the wall.
It was tight, no question about it. Third place still, Aaron Ramon. He's kind of watching all this happen in front of him. In that 36 car, Ian Haybuck. He is out there in the 16, who's worked his way up to 4th position. Taylor Frey in the 91 up to 5th. And the 1 car, Ty Marusco, he was sitting in the back of the field a little while ago. Now top 10 in 6th place. Ed Hewitt in the 30 is in 7th. Brian McRae in the 7 car running in 8th. Rob Nicole in the 06. He's running 9th. And Bryce Lewis in the 97 running 10th.
We got a bunch of them coming to pit road here, guys.
We have pit stops happening. Lap 33 of 100. It's been about 23 laps since some of these guys were on pit road. And there is a bunch out there. Starting with Kyle Gilbert.
Don't forget they're only running 50% fuel. That's what they usually run, 50% fuel. So, but we still got 3 guys that need to come in. It looks like Mark Arthur, Ed Hewitt, and Aaron Bockover. And Mark Arthur is coming to pit road now.
Mark Arthur slides off the track, coming down pit road, wallowing it up before that commitment cone. It's a slow 55 miles an hour as he heads down pit road. He will give up the lead. And we're just going to see, it looks like Kyle Vincent may reassume the lead here after this one.
Oh, Mark slides in his pit stall and has to back up. Oh, that's going to be costly for him.
That will hurt on track.
Yes. Foul zone car slides through his pit stall. Man, we hate to see mistakes like that being made, but 4 tire change. Full tank of Sunoco fuel, and he is out of there.
And as he's down there getting service to his car, the 58 goes across the start-finish line. 58 car, Kyle Gilbert, reassumes the lead of this one, and he's going to have a big gap back now. Tyler Gary.
He's got a mirror full of Tyler Gary right now.
Yeah, Tyler Gary, half a second now, only 3/10. Tyler really using those tires, those fresh tires as it were, on that 26 car, trying to make some hay while he can.
I'll tell you, guys, there's going to be a big points change next week. It's there's a, with Travis not being here and some of the guys that did not finish well last week are up here running this well. Kyle Gilbert could definitely use the help here. He is 6 in the points coming into tonight, so this will definitely put him up there. And Tyler Gary, now that's a story in its own right there. After losing 4 positions last week with a horrible finish, and man, what a comeback here! He is running second, has led some laps, so bonus points he has gotten. So I was going to look at where he finished last week. He finished 20th position last week. Tyler Gary did.
Yeah, so far, Tyler Gary has led 5 laps right now. He started 5th up to 2nd. Only 1 car in front of him right now. That's Gilbert in the 58.
And he's taken no time, Chris and Rudy, to try to get caught up to Kyle. He had a really good run there, had to come up towards the wall a little bit, but I don't think it's going to be too many more laps before we see these guys battling it out.
Well, we got a big battle going on back here for 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th. And wow, what a drive there. Blake Decker and Mark Arthur in a battle. That's for the 4th position. And Mark Arthur's going to get it at the line. He's got Blake Decker.
That inside line paying dividends right now for Mark Arthur, who had a earlier, he slid through his pit stall, and that definitely cost him some time on the track. Was 2nd place, now 4th, trying to battle himself back. Only 1 second, 1.1 seconds behind the leader, so not that bad. Or actually, wait a second here. Is that right? Yeah, he's not too far behind, so he's going to be just fine, Rudy.
Yeah, 8 seconds.
8 seconds behind.
Yeah,
and it's closing. He's got some speed on that 12 car right now.
Yeah, that was just that mistake that he made on pit road. That was was very, very, very costly to him. That cost him probably an extra 2 or 3, maybe 4 seconds on pit road. And when you calculate that out on the track, in that 4 seconds, Kyle Gilbert went probably a half a straightaway. So, and that's about the distance they are apart right now, about a half a straightaway.
I'm back here watching Hunter King in that number 31 machine, our pole sitter towards tonight's race. He has creeped up into the top 10. I was just kind of wanting to look at his car, guys, because he did get some damage from that first caution. It does not look like he used his fast repair, so he's just kind of riding it out. Wants to stay in probably in the top 10 until it gets close to the end of the race. When he comes in for that pit stop, I guarantee he'll probably use that.
Pretty good racing going on there in that pack, you know?
Yeah, there was some 3 wide action going on there for just a few minutes, but talking about those resets, guys, it's something that you don't want to. It's such a shooting match because you don't know when you might want to use that. And some guys, I've interviewed them and they've said, I saved my reset and I never wound up getting to use it, and they didn't finish well. They save it until they maybe like in the late part of the race, and if the race stays green, you can never pit and use your reset, so it's kind of a shooting match of when you think you might want to use it to be fast again. He's still on the lead lap, maybe hoping for a caution and to get caught back up, and he might use it in the second half.
22 of the 24 drivers right now still on the lead lap. This has been just as exactly what I thought it was going to be as we check in with Terry Foster, the 86 car, your last car on the lead lap, running in 22nd. We're going to work our way forward in the 21st and the 19 car. Brian Weshalewski, excuse me.
Weshalewski,
Yep. And Samuel Bombington. I had all these pre-race, I promise. In the 53 car, he's sitting there. He's actually running to the inside. He's trying to catch Brian Dees in the 17 for position. Noah Van Hoot in the 4 car, running in 18th. Bryce Lewis, he's the end of a 4-car pack. Ahead of him, the 97.
What happened? Rob Nickel
off track. Rob Nickel, what happened there? Do you see that too?
Oh, yeah, he blinked really for a long time, but he's back now, running in 11th. Dr. Pepper machine. He's bringing Taylor Fry with him. They're battling pretty hard here with Brian McRae.
Yeah, McRae in the 1 car, just a little bit in front of these guys. The 7 car, though, Brian McRae, jeez, is the 7 car. He is there. He's got Rob Nickel, Tyler Frey right behind him, as you said. Ty Morosco in the 1 car. That's a good-looking car, too, right there. Running 9th, and he's trying to catch the 66 and the 36. That's Sherman and Rahman. And right now, actually, Rahman in the 36 has the slight advantage, as he has position right now on the 66 car of Corey Sherman, and he falls back behind. The 92 car, Blake Decker, Brandon Dennis. These guys are changing so fast. Every time I start talking, it changes.
Yeah. And Mark Arthur now 7.9 seconds, so he has lost some time to our leader, Kyle Gilbert. He's gained a couple of tenths, but then he lost a little bit too. So he's kind of like evened out right now. He's staying right about the right around that 8-second mark.
Yeah, right now he's probably hoping for a caution.
He got really tight right there in the corner.
I'm thinking he may have used those tires when he came out of pit road, trying to close in a little bit, and now he's suffering. He's got some tight car going on. Up front, though, Kyle Vincent Gilbert in that 58 car. Is this a fixed league already? I believe it is, yeah?
Yeah, it is. And I know there's some tracks that don't have setups for them. They make their own setup, but everybody runs the same fixed setup. So, like, I'm not really sure if there's a setup for this car on this track right here. I'm not really positive on it, but I know some of the tracks. A lot of maybe some of the viewers may not know, but we know, as in there, you're turning some of these cars and track combinations that we have. iRacing doesn't have a per se setup for every single one of them. They kind of go with the more, what I want to say here, the more popular formats, like the Gen 6 here at Michigan or the Xfinity at Michigan. This right here, K&N at Michigan's not really like a popular combination, so they probably don't have a setup. So they make one. The drivers get together and they'll build one, and because there's everything that you can change on these cars, it's just amazing. And they've added a lot of new features too. Here in the last couple of builds, to more things that you can change. People don't realize how realistic this is, because you can change spring rates and loads on the car, and the track bar, and pretty much everything that you can do in real life you can do to these.
And it's definitely a big art to be able to do that too with these cars.
Right now we've got our sights on the 11th place car, the 91 of Taylor Frey, and he is on the inside trying to get past Brian McRae, and does so. McRae falls back to 11th, and he's got the 06 of Rob Nickel right behind him. Actually, he's dropped under the inside. Rob in the 06 trying to take advantage. He drops down to the inside of the 7 car. Brian McRae is under attack. And as I say that, of course, Brian goes down to the inside of the 91 car. I'm telling you, this action is fast here at Michigan.
It definitely is, Chris. Actually, while you guys were talking, I was sitting here actually watching this battle between these 3 drivers, and this is what they're doing. They're just going back and forth, and it's been one heck of a show to be watching.
Well, I repeat myself a lot, guys, but, it is a fact that, you're going to probably find some of the best racing about mid-pack in each and every race that you'll broadcast, because, these guys are really working hard to try to get up there, and they're running lap times. They're running the average lap time. So that puts them in the average group, which is in the middle of the field. They're not slow and they're not that fast. So they're the average driver, and there's a lot of them there that are going to be battling for that position. So you're going to find some of the best racing right here mid-pack.
Well, he was throwing his gloves into the mix, guys. That number 30 machine as he gets around the 91 of Taylor Frey.
Well, guys, listen, I'm going to excuse myself, but you are at the halfway mark, and I will catch up with you guys later, and good luck for the rest of the race.
All right. Thank you, Rudy.
Thank you very much, Rudy. Have yourself a good night, and we'll be talking to you later. Lap 50 of 100. We're halfway done. Right now, Kyle Gilbert, your leader in the 58 car. We're watching Ed Hewitt in the 30. He is surrounded by a bunch of cars. The 7 car, Brian McRae, Rob Nickel in the 06, Tyler Frey in the 91 car. And I'm going to keep calling him Tyler until I realize there's an A there. It is Taylor Frey. The 7 car of Brian McRae down low on the 30, Ed Hewitt. And Rick, this race has been pretty darn clean. Only 1 caution so far, lap 51 of 100. And boy, we're getting down there, aren't we?
We definitely are, Chris. Those laps are just starting to tick away. Just over the halfway point, like you said. These guys are putting on one heck of a show. The blazing pedals, my hat's off to you.
Yeah, we got this 5-car group here, and we're kind of just watching them, trying to see if anything's going to happen. We got the 7-car again of Brian McRae to the inside. They're fighting back and forth for these positions. My goodness, we got Hunter King in the 31. We've got, I see a couple of cars coming down pit road.
As Rudy said earlier, Chris, these guys are only running 50% fuel, so they just had a really good green flag run. Now it's time to come in, fill that tank up with some Sunoco racing fuel, get 4 new Goodyear tires, and get back out there. Seems like the leaders right now, though, they're just kind of doing their thing. So maybe a little bit of pit strategy halfway through?
I believe that's what you're seeing. And of course, I believe Kyle Gilbert was actually one of the first ones to stop last time. So he definitely stopped before Mark Arthur, who's worked his way back up to 3rd position. And he's still out there. So that's kind of amazing.
He is. I've been watching the 2-car of Aiden Doyle. He just finished up his service. He's coming back onto the track there, Chris, in that number 2 machine. Right now sitting in 20th position.
So the question now is, when is the leader going to come down pit road? And it looks like Tyler Gary coming down pit road, surrendering 2nd place. Mark Arthur takes over 2nd as Gary and the 26 car are coming down pit road. So the leaders should be pretty close to follow here. What you don't want to do is be out there on old tires. That gives up a lot of time the other way, where you have fresh tires from the guys behind you. Maybe they won't be behind when they come out of pit road.
Unfortunately, Tyler Gary in that 26 machine slid just a little bit too far in his pit stop. He had to back up, but he is finishing his service as the number 31, I believe. Yep, Hunter King came in for his service also.
Gilbert out there still has not taken his pit stop. All right, RFK, don't you worry about it. You take care of that back. You take care of yourself. The race will be here when you're ready to watch it. We're not going anywhere. We're sticking around. Kyle Gilbert coming down pit road, your leader, coming down pit road. Enough is enough, he says. I got to have fresh tires.
Looks like the number 12 of Mark Arthur. He's going to complete another lap, Chris, as he's going to be able to take over the lead here.
Yeah, with Gilbert coming down pit road, we're going to see what happens when you have fresh tires before another guy, because Mark Arthur is blistering this track, trying to catch up while he can. Gilbert out on pit road. This is it. This is where he can try and make up some time.
Now I'm watching the number 7 car, Brian McRae, come in. He's going to get his service done also, Chris.
Gilbert coming out on track. Arthur on track. Oh no, Arthur comes down. He can't go anymore. Big whoa ups, locking up those rear brakes. Arthur surrenders that lead. That should give it right back to Kyle Gilbert. We're going to see what happens. It's so exciting. The dog barks. My goodness. All right. So we got Arthur coming out. Gilbert is going into 2, so still going to be quite a big gap between Gilbert and Arthur. Tyler Gary in the 26 is in 2nd place, about a 1.5 seconds behind right now. Two green flag pit stops, 1 caution early in this race, lap 9. And we are still far from deciding it as we just finished lap 57, heading into 58.
Right now, it looks like the 58, Kyle Gilbert has retaken the lead, followed closely by Tyler Gary. Ian Havyuk, yeah, in the 16 machine sitting in third right now, Chris. Mark Arthur comes back out of the pits, showing fourth place on my screen right now. And somebody who we haven't talked too much about tonight, the 95 of Brandon Dennis. He is sitting in fifth. That is your top five.
Yeah, and right behind Dennis, we have the 92 car, Blake Decker, Corey Sherman in the 66, Ty Morosco, and the 1 car running in 8th, Aaron Ramon in the 36 running 9th, and Ashton Schließ. That rounds out your top 10, and he's driving the 68 car. And Kyle Gilbert, Rick, he's been so strong right now. The gap back to second place, back to the 26 car, Taylor Gary, 1.7 seconds right now.
And that is a huge gap, Chris, but you know, I'm not counting out the 26th or the 16th right now. If they get tied up and maybe, you know, start helping each other, pushing each other, they're going to be able to catch a little bit of time on Kyle. We'll see what happens here as we hit lap 60 of 100.
Yeah, this race has been everything that I thought it would be. It's been fast and exciting. Lots of great racing going on. And we're trying to catch it all as it happens. And unfortunately, you can't. It's just, there's too much. It's been awesome.
It has been awesome, Chris. These drivers are really putting on one heck of a show. It's been really fun to sit up here and watch it with you and Rudy.
Looking at the 2 car and the 30 car going at it, Ed Hewitt goes to the inside. Aiden Doyle kind of lets him go on the he was on the outside. The 30 car, Ed Hewitt, goes on by, and they kind of go nose to tail here. The 68 car, Ashton Schließ, your last car in the top 10, running in 10th place. It's the 68, doing a pretty good job here tonight, keeping that 68 car nice and clean. Trying to show you some of the gaps that are out there on track right now. Lap 62 of 100.
Right now I'm watching 6th place of Brandon Dennis in that 95 machine. He is getting very close to catching Blake Decker in that number 92 machine, Chris, and that's going to be for 5th place.
Yeah, we're going to keep an eye right on this, because you're right. He is definitely catching him. He's 3 tenths behind him right now. So the 95 actually goes up to the outside, tries to hold on to that momentum. The 92, about towards the end of that turn, kind of shifted up. So he had the gas down. Car gets a little tight, moves up towards the wall.
One person who took advantage of that is number 66 of Corey Sherman. He's also going to be joining that pack here shortly, Chris.
Yeah, some of that has to do with draft. You know, Sherman is close enough now where he's probably picking up on some of the draft from the 92 and the 95 car. You know, it is a 2-mile track. The speeds are definitely up there. So it'll be interesting to see if he can catch these 2, and that'll be a 3-car battle. It should be exciting there. Check in on the 4th place runner. The 16 car has a little bit of a gap up to Mark Arthur in 3rd right now, trying to get back to him. He's about 1.2 seconds behind Mark, and Mark up in 3rd, starting to reel in the lap car of the 53. That's Samuel Baumgarten. So Mark actually using that lap car right now.
Checking in with tonight's pole sitter, Chris, Hunter King in that number 31 machine. Doesn't look like, maybe he used his fast repair earlier, I'm not sure, but he does have a little bit of rear damage on that number 31 HK car. But he's just doing what he's got to do. But right now, right behind him, catching him close, is Rob Nickel in that 06 Dr. Pepper machine.
Yeah, the 06 actually going down below and going on by the 31 car. Hunter King loses another position, running, like you said, back in the 15th position right now. And right behind Hunter, Brian D's actually really nice run. That damage definitely affecting that 31 car, Rick.
Yeah, it definitely is, Chris, right now. It also looks like Taylor Frey is coming back up. The 44 of Noah Van Hoot is also, I'm sorry, it was the 44. Looking to make some ground up here.
Nice little 4-car battle. Everybody shooting for Hunter.
Like Brian Dees and the number 17 is going to get past the 91.
So Hunter loses a bunch of ground right there. Ray Dees, Nickel all in front of him at this point. Check in on Mark Arthur. The gap to the leader, 6.6 seconds. So he did make up a little bit of time, Rick, on that last pit stop. But with 68 laps done, will it be enough to try and gather that leader back up? Kyle Gilbert kind of sitting all by himself, 2.8 seconds back to second place. Gilbert doing a fantastic job this whole race. Has led 36 of the 68 laps so far.
You know that Kyle's very happy, Chris, right now. He's got clean air, clean track in front of him. He looks back in his rearview mirror. He sees a couple of specks. He has nothing to worry about but just hitting his marks and running his lines. So he's probably pretty happy sitting up there in first right now.
Yeah, and Tyler Gary in the 26 just trying to figure out how to get back to him. The 86 car that's right behind, that's Terry Foster. He's one lap down. He's trying to make it back up right now. And he's definitely letting it hang out. I saw that car, the rear of it, kind of kick loose a little bit. He's gathered it back up and actually gaining ground on Gary right now, the 26. So fresher tires makes all the difference.
Most certainly does, Chris. And right now, Kyle, if he's catching this little battle, you know, he's actually hoping that Terry maybe races Tyler a little bit just to slow him down a little bit even more so he can just grow that gap more. But if they work together, that could come into play too. As we hit lap 70 of 100.
60 miles to go in this 200-mile event here at Michigan. And Kyle Gilbert up front still. 38 laps of the 70 have been all his. Arthur has led 22, Gary 5, and King 4. So 4 different leaders so far here tonight. And obviously Gilbert has been up front the most. And it's actually pulling away right now, that lead up to 3.6 seconds.
Looks like Terry Foster in that number 86 car. Well, he was almost by the 26 of Tyler Gary, but it's just not going to happen. He's going to slide up and get right back into his rear bumper there and see what he can do.
Yeah, Terry Foster, the 86, back down to the inside. Knows he's a lap down, not going to push the issue too much, but would like to get around. Those fresher tires, not able to do what he wants to do if he's stuck down on the inside like that. And now Gary walks away just a little bit, leaves the 86 behind.
One person that was probably happy to see that little battle going on there is Mark Arthur and that number 12. Maybe catch a little bit of ground, Chris, as those guys are just trying to figure out what they got to do. And but he's sitting back there in third place. There's quite a gap there between the next 2 cars in front of him there.
Yeah, Mark Arthur in the 12 car, like I said, had led 22 laps earlier, had a little miscue in pit road, slid through his pits, had to back up, and he hasn't been able to get back up front since. So kind of maybe hoping for a caution, maybe? I would bet.
And I'm not sure who it was, Chris. I'm trying to see, but somebody just went down pit road.
Is it the 2 car, Aiden Doyle by chance? Yes, it is. Aiden Doyle down pit road getting serviced on that 2 car. So they would be just about at the pit window if they were to stop now. Definitely going to need at least one more stop, though. Not going to be able to make the trip here if they don't come in for fuel, and I bet you they all want tires at this point.
I'm sure they do. I've been watching these cars, Chris, and they are starting to slide around a little bit more. The drivers have a little bit more of a handful of the wheel, but they're doing a fabulous job.
The gap back from first place to second, 5.3 seconds. And then back to Mark Arthur, you have another 1.2 seconds. The 16 of in, oh boy, hey, what is it? Habiak. We're gonna get that, Ian, I promise. The 16 car running fourth right now behind him, Aaron Ramon in the 36. And you know, Aaron has been kind of quiet tonight, but he has found himself sitting there in the top 5 and really having a nice race out of it. He's probably going to get a pretty good points night out of tonight. And the big loser of the night, unfortunately, Travis Brown, not able to hit the green flag tonight. He's your points leader. And Mark Arthur sitting in second place in the points, only 10 points behind. So Mark's looking to have a really, really good points run tonight. Blake Decker, who is third in your points right now, is currently running. Let me find him. I know he's out there, right there. 7th position for that 92 car, Blake Decker. So he's having a good night. Again, should be a fine points night for some of these guys.
Yeah, like Rudy said earlier, Chris, there is going to be a shakeup in the points. Travis Brown not able to be here tonight as these cars are coming down for green flag pit stops once again, Chris. But I have heard by watching chat on the stream here that he is in Martinsville. So I think it's okay.
Yeah, he's probably enjoying himself a little bit.
I'm interested to see how many Martinsville dogs he had, because I heard that those are the best dogs in all of NASCAR.
I think I've heard that too. Mark Arthur has caught Tyler Gary, and there is a battle right now for second place. Mark trying to figure out how to get around the 26 car, the 12 on fire. He's doing everything he can to try and take second place. He's to the outside right now. The 26 kind of pinned down, and he lets him go. The 26 coming down pit road right now. Mark Arthur back up to second. And Tyler Gary heads on down pit road. So the question now is, when does the 58 come down? You're at lap 78 of 100. You come down too soon, your tires won't be very good at the end. You come down too late, and everybody that has fresh tires behind you is caught up. So it is definitely strategy time in that 58 camp, trying to figure out what's the best way to try and bring this one home under the checkered flag.
Well, Chris, I think he's going to be coming in soon, because I'm watching the 26 car right now of Tyler Gary, and he is just creeping to his pit. I have a feeling he is out of fuel.
Kyle Gilbert down pit road. You weren't wrong. Oh, we got one really on the brakes, on the commitment, actually hit the commitment cone right behind him. So these guys are not wasting any time getting on a pit road, trying to get everything they can out of it. And up front right now, Mark Arthur in the 12 car is being scored. Your leader still has one more pit stop to make, but Mark Arthur out there up front, and he should, unless he comes down pit road, he should actually lead this lap.
And just a little update on the 26 car, Chris. He was able to make it to his pit. He has finished his service, and he's back on the racing surface now.
So the 26 car out of fuel. Mark Arthur coming down pit road. He did get a lap led there. He's now led 23. So Mark Arthur coming down pit road, going to surrender the lead. And right now... oh, this is going to be interesting. Right now, Okay, he's coming down pit road. So Kyle Gilbert, excuse me, should actually take the lead back over as Mark Arthur down pit road for service on that vehicle, doing a 4-tire stop. A good stop, 14.3 seconds for his crew. That's a really nice stop.
That was a very good stop.
Nonetheless, Kyle Gilbert up front in the 58, looking to win this one. Lap 80 of 100. My math isn't always the best, but that tells me 40 miles.
Yes, that is correct.
Kyle Gilbert goes past the start finish line. We've got 20 to go, Rick. 20 laps to go.
Is it going to be enough time? That's the question. Mark Arthur is sitting in second place right now, but that gap has, well, it's gotten a little bit bigger there.
Yeah, just as you were talking, it started to climb a little bit. He was in the corner, so he was going a little slower. We'll see what happens after he gets done with this front or the back stretch here. Mark Arthur in the 12. I know he is in that gas pedal as hard as he can. He's probably pushing that thing right through the floor, trying to get extra speed out of that car. You know, Skittles, you're absolutely right. It's been one caution way back on lap number 9. Other than that, we've had some green flag pit stops and not a lot of anything else. Very low drama. I was expecting a little bit more 3 or 4 wide tonight. Haven't really seen too much of it, but there has been a little. And I think we have a pretty good shot at going green the rest of the way here.
Yeah, I have a feeling you're correct, Chris. Looking back at our pole sitter tonight, 31 Hunter King, it looks like he is 1 lap down, sitting in 22nd place. It looks like he actually used his fast repair to get that car back up to 100%, but I don't know how much time he has to climb from 22nd to mix it up with the leaders.
Yeah, he's definitely got a long road to hoe there. Hunter King, again, scored in 22nd. And not the first car a lap down right now. So even if there were a caution, he would not be able to take advantage of the lucky dog. And that is so vitally important in a race like this where there just hasn't been any cautions to speak of. Back up front with your leader, Kyle Gilbert, in that 58 car. He's looking to put the 4 car of Noah Van Hoot down maybe another lap as he's starting to get to the back bumper of that 4 car. The 4 car gives plenty of room, nice and high, so Gilbert able to go underneath him, and that puts Van Hoot down a lap. Noah Van Hoot in the 4 car, your first car a lap down now. About a half a straightaway away is Mark Arthur in that 12 car. He's just trying to drive the wheels right off of that thing, trying to catch up, and the gap is starting to close. Very small, but it is starting to close. With 17 laps to go, he's really going to have to find a little bit more speed out of that 12 car to try and catch the 58 of Gilbert.
Well, no matter how this race finishes, Chris, these drivers have put on an awesome show tonight. There's been racing all over the track. It's been fabulous.
We take a peek in on Tyler Gary, who was running second place for most of this race. Right now, marred back into 4th place, and he's got a little bit of racing to do to try and catch Ian in the 3rd place car, the 16 car. And I don't know he's going to get there. As it's been said in chat, yeah, they're pretty well spaced out at this point. But we do have Ty Morosco in the 1 car right behind Tyler Gary. That would be for position. And so Ty is trying to get to the back bumper, and you see him closing in there.
Yeah, Ty's definitely had a good race, Chris. He qualified 13th. Right now he's sitting in the top 5. So I'm sure he's going to be happy with his race tonight, but it's not over yet because, like you said, I do see it closing a little bit.
Yeah, Ty Morosco may not be happy with 5th. Maybe looking to get just 1 more. And it's always just get 1 more, isn't it? Unless you're the leader.
That's right.
take a look in on the 95 car. Brandon Dennis, he's sitting there in 6th place in that 95 car. Sharp looking monster car. I like that red. That's pretty neat. It has been, Ken. It's been very clean, good racing, and these guys are really minding their P's and Q's when they do get into a bit of a jam. And what I'm calling there is like 3-4 wide. They've been courteous enough where maybe a car will drop back or two, and they'll just reset and do it again. It's been very clean. Right now we're on the 68 car. That's Ashton Schlise. Ashton running in 8th place right now. Aaron Ramon in the 36 running in 9th. And right behind him in the 92 car, Blake Decker. So there is some positions to be fought for still. And we're going to try and keep an eye on those as we wind down all the 13 more laps to go. The 30 car, Ed Hewitt trying to get to the inside of the 92, and he does. The 30 car,
talk about it.
Yeah, he is there. He sneaks a nose out and goes up high. That position is his. He works his way into the top 10 now. That puts Blake Decker out of the top 10 position, and Ed Hewitt in that 30, he's got just a little bit further to go, and he's going to start catching some other guys here. So the 36 of Aaron Ramon is sitting in 9th, and that's where he's going to be looking to go. And Ramon not happy about that. He's going to make it 3 wide into the corner, coming down past the straightaway. Made it 3 wide past his 2 cars. Man, that was awesome racing right there.
That was a fabulous pass right there, Chris.
And again, though, it speaks to, number 1, really good driving effort. Number 2, this track is wide. You see back there, Ed Hewitt takes another position. So Ed now sitting in 9th place, took 9th away from Ryan Wasilewski.
And I don't think he's done yet, Chris.
Michelle, thank you so much. We really do appreciate it. We try. We really do try. And Rick, yeah, I don't think you're wrong. I think he's got the 68 car of Ashton Schlise right on his front bumper there, and he is driving hard to try and catch it. We're going to check in with the leader as we go past the start-finish line. We're going to make that 10 more laps to go. 20 miles to decide this one here at Michigan. Mark Arthur sitting in 2nd place. And he's got the 86 machine of Terry Foster, who's now his first car lap down. Terry Foster was pretty kind again, and we've seen it before where these lead lap cars start catching them. They kind of scoot out of the way. They do a great job. Ken, thank you. We appreciate it. We look forward to bringing you a lot more of these Blazing Pedals races, man. They've been a lot of fun tonight, and I can't wait to see them on some other tracks, Rick.
No, definitely, Chris. It's going to be a great season.
Want to shout out to Rudy for handing this series on over to us, trusting us with it. I think, just as you said, it's going to be an excellent season. I can't wait, man. If tonight is anything like the rest of the season's going to be, we're going to be having some exciting racing here on Sunday nights.
I'm actually looking forward to the next race with the Blazing Pedals, Chris. It's going to be race number 5 on November 4th. We're going to be heading to Watkins Glen for 60 laps.
Oh, Watkins Glen, a road race. Guys, you're going to have to really watch that one because road races, look, there's 2 ways those things can go. Either everybody separates and we just talk back and forth about the goings on, or there's battle after battle, turn after turn. And of course, you know, we want the second one. Right now, though, that 30 car Ed Hewitt, he's just doing a great job. He's worked his way up to 7th now. Rob Nickel in the 06 goes down to the inside, trying to fight back. Not quite able to do it. Looks like Ed Hewitt's on the outside and able to keep that momentum up. I think he's going to end up with this position, but it's going to take one more turn to do it, and there it is. Ed Hewitt in the 30 car has that position back up to 7th position. So now we'll just keep watching him. The 36 car is ahead. He's got a 9/10 of a second lead over Ed Hewitt in the 30, and Aaron Ramon will be feeling that pressure as that gap is closing.
I'm not going to be calling out the 06 Rob Nickel either, because he has been moving all night long. He's been doing a fabulous job.
So we're up front now with their leader, Kyle Vincent Gilbert, in the 58 car. We've got 6 laps to go, 6 to decide this one. Mark Arthur running second. Ian, heck, that's not his last name either. That's
no.
Haybuck. Haybuck. I'll say that 5 more times. But that is your top 3. Tyler Gary in the 26 has worked his way to 4th position. We've got a battle for position. Aaron Ramon saw Ed Hewitt coming, so he decides he's got to put his foot down on it. Aaron Ramon takes over 5th position from Ty Marasco. And the 06 decides he's going to come back in. 06 on the inside, probably not the preferred line. The 30 car of Ed Hewitt able to maintain position, but that was a close one right there. Kyle Gilbert up front, following the lapped car, the 88 of Dalton Kilroy. And that's a name we haven't said too many times. Down 60 laps, logging some time, that's all. And that's okay. But the 58 car right behind him is the leader. And you watch, he goes up nice and high. Gives Gilbert all kinds of room to make a pass, but there is a gaggle of cars there. Rick, this could get interesting.
Right now, what's the difference between first and second? Is this going to call? Oh, we have cars spinning.
Oh no, we've got cars going around. And it looks like the 92 car, Blake Decker, was involved, but he's able to gather it back up. I believe we're going to stay under green. That could be the ultimate in holy cow moments as we stay green on this one. Kyle Gilbert takes a big sigh of relief, no caution, wants to win this one under green, and he's got 3 laps to go. Yeah, we're going to call it 2.5 as he's on the back stretch. The 88 car, Dalton Kilroy was passed, but he is a lap down. Well, he's a lap down vehicle, so not for position. Kyle Gilbert, looking to try and take this one home, does have a 4.7 second lead over Mark Arthur right now. And that gap is actually closing a little bit. Mark Arthur able to gather up a 10th, and then he loses it again. So, ooh, Gilbert slows himself way down. Don't know why.
I have a feeling I was just let the 88 go by there, Chris.
Yeah, but I think you might be right. Didn't like him on the back bumper. Decided to give him a little bit of room.
I'm sure after that little slide job that he saw happen there in front of him, his heart's probably pumping a little bit, so he's just playing it safe right now. I think he's okay.
Yeah, Gilbert looking for the win, and I think you're right. You know, get rid of all unnecessary issues that might be happening. Try and keep that car safe. It's been a blazing fast car tonight, and we're on the last lap. White flag is out. It's waving in the air. Kyle Gilbert going into turn 1 and 2 as your race leader, 4.1 seconds behind to Mark Arthur in second place. Kyle Gilbert looking to win this one here tonight. It's been an awesome Sunday night. Thank you all again for coming out and watching with us as we try and wrap this one up here. Oh man, Rick, this has been great. As we go into turns 3 and 4, Kyle Vincent Gilbert in the 58, looking to win this one, has dominated the race, leading 66 so far of the laps here tonight. The 58 car goes over the start-finish line, and he is your winner. Mark Arthur should be coming in second position, and Aaron Ramon in the 36. You see the gap back. He's still heading down the back stretch. He will be your third place finisher. The man of the hour, the 58 car, Kyle Vincent Gilbert, your winner here tonight.
While you're going through that, Chris, I'm still watching the guys that are just finishing up here. I'm right now watching Tyler Gary in that 26 machine. And there, he just crossed the line there. It looks like he is going to be finishing 4th place.
Mark Arthur comes up behind Kyle Gilbert, gives him a tap on the rear bumper, and that's the only damage that car has seen tonight. A very clean race for the 58 car. Wow, what a race.
The amount of respect on this track, Chris, in this race. This has been a fabulous race, like you said already. What a great Sunday night. Great way to end the weekend as Kyle Gilbert burns him down.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to have live interviews from the top 3 drivers here tonight. But first, we're going to take just a little break as we get that ready to go. Congratulations again to Kyle Gilbert, your race winner. And we All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back trying to set up our race finalists, the first, second, and third position. What a race tonight. Thank you again for coming out tonight. Man, oh man, what a blast. So we've got, let's see, we've got Kyle Gilbert, who came in first place. And actually, let's take a look at some stuff here. Got your top 5 right here. Gilbert, Arthur, Ramon, Gary, and Morosco. Just an absolutely awesome night tonight.
It has been outstanding, Chris, and I'm ready to bring them up and start talking to them.
All right, Rick, go ahead.
Mr. Shake and Bake Aaron, how are you tonight? You got Rick and Chris up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got a copy.
Hey, buddy. Well, man, what an awesome race. You started 12th. You finished 3rd.
Yeah, that was awesome. I barely made it on gas.
That's one of the things I was just gonna ask you there as we're watching you. Man, you did a fabulous job. Chris, do you have anything that you want to talk about?
Oh yeah, you came. You were kind of up and down, and then you ended up 3rd place. How was the car feeling tonight? Was it? I got the sense just while watching it. Boy, turn 2 was a little tight.
Oh yeah, at first the car was pretty good through turn 2, but after a pretty long run, it just kept getting tighter. But for some reason, I just kept catching guys. I guess they were trying to save fuel, but my car got pretty good actually on the long run. Turn 2 was probably the best part of it. Sometimes it would just come out tight, but it was pretty good most of the race.
That's awesome, man. Hey, is there anybody out there that you'd like to thank?
Oh, I'd like to thank my teammates. They were awesome through the race. We were communicating when to pit and everything. Yeah, I'd like to thank Bryce and Taylor. They were both helping me with the gas mileage.
And it ended up being just what you needed, right?
Yeah, just what I needed. Had 2 bad races for getting wrecked, but this one was pretty good.
Looks like you came into this race, Aaron, in spot 22 in the points. You're definitely going to be moving up. I want to say congratulations to you. It was a lot of fun to watch you guys out there doing the deed at Michigan. So congratulations.
Thanks, guys.
And thank you. So next up is going to be your second place finisher here tonight, Mark Arthur, as we switch him onto channel. Mark, this is Chris and Rick up in the booth. Do you have a copy?
Yeah, let me mute this Discord real quick. All right, I got you.
All right, but hey, listen, you had a pretty fine night, ending up second, and I got to ask you about your first pit stop. You slid through the pit stall. How much was that affecting the rest of the race for you tonight?
Oh, it affected it a lot. Gilbert's my teammate. I don't know if you guys noticed, but I was really fast at the beginning. I figured a line out that didn't think anybody else figured out in 1 and 2, and I kind of gave that secret away to Gilbert. And then slid through my pits. I mean, I slid way through my pits and had to back up. I told Gilbert, I said, man, that's going to cost me about 10 seconds. And sure enough, I came out about 10 seconds behind him. And after I told him about that, he was running the same line as me, and we were virtually neck and neck on speed. I think I was a little bit faster than him there toward the end, but it was nothing I can do. I mean, I know he was battling with Dalton, wondering if Dalton was going to wreck him or not because of that early caution, but he was slowing way down. But I was gaining 10th here, 10th there, and just wasn't enough. I mean, when I'm 6, 7 seconds behind, that's a lot to ask somebody.
Well, Mark, it was a lot of fun broadcasting, watching this thing. I'm sure you had a great time. You qualified 6th, you finished 2nd, you're sitting 2nd in the points, not probably anymore. So congratulations, bud. Is there anybody out there you'd like to thank?
I'd just like to thank Foul Zone for being our sponsor this year, and I'm in the Foul Zone car, so got to give them a little thanks, and thank my team, Rebellion Racing. Thank you guys and Rudy for. Your name's Chris, I think, right? I'll get your names down. I don't know. It's you and who's the other guy? Rick, I think.
Yeah, we got Chris and Rick. Don't worry, we got plenty of problems with names too, Mark. We're going to take care of it all.
Yeah, we'll get you guys down before the end of the season, I'm sure. And of course, Rudy. I really hate to see Rudy go, but he's got to do what he's got to do. I mean, life comes first, and if he wants to take a rest, then that's his business. But I just hope he sticks around. I enjoy talking to Rudy and things. But now that's pretty much it. I appreciate you guys. Maybe you guys are good luck. That's the least cautions we've had so far is one, and that's pretty good.
Yeah, one caution early on in the race, and it didn't really seem to bother too many people as there was some tremendous racing going on out there, and I hope we caught all of it, or at least as much as we could. Mark, thank you very much again, and congratulations on that second place finish.
Thank you, Chris.
And that's Mark Arthur, who finished second place. And there's only one more to talk to. Ladies and gentlemen, it is the race winner here tonight, driver of the number 58 car, Kyle Gilbert. Kyle, you have a copy.
I get you.
Hey, bud, congratulations on the race win tonight.
Yeah, thank you. That was a fun one.
So Mark was telling us that you got a little bit of help there learning a line through 1 and 2. Can you share the secret, or is that team only?
Yeah, I guess we'll have to leave that to team only for future races here, but that was I wouldn't have won that race without his advice there. They were passing me like a freight train there at the beginning. Surprisingly, I had a good qualifying lap, and just I wish Hunter could have been up there, but he got involved in that wreck with Dalton and I.
Yeah.
That was just some close racing there.
Well, that was one thing that was exciting to watch, and as the final laps were taking off, we saw those two cars, do a little slide through the infield, man. And I'm sure your heart rate jumped up quite a bit, but you did a great job. You qualified 2nd, you finished the race 1st. In the point standings, it looks like you came into the race in 6th place, so obviously you're going to be moving up. So congratulations, buddy. Is there anybody out there you want to thank?
Yeah, just like to thank Mark for putting this league on. He got the league handed to him, and he's done a great job at majorly improving the league. And I think Rebellion Racing, especially Mark, with me that advice there. The advice that really got me around him before that first green flag pit stop, and then he threw his pit stall there and kind of messed himself up. If he hadn't done that, I don't know if I would have been able to hold him off or not. He was faster on the short run. I had the long run speed, though, I feel like.
Excellent. Well, you did a fabulous job, buddy. I look forward to seeing you next week in Watkins Glen.
Oh, yeah. I love me some road course racing. I look forward to watching the broadcast back and watching how you guys did.
Well, hopefully we get at least a B plus or an A minus, and we're shooting for that A plus. So Kyle, again, congratulations, man. That was a great win. Good to watch, and enjoy the rest of the night.
All right, I'll let you know.
All right, thank you. That just about wraps it up here tonight, Rick.
Yeah, it does, Chris, man. Fabulous race. It was an honor to be here tonight. It was an honor to be in the booth with you and Rudy, and I'm looking forward to the Blazing Pedals, guys. This is going to be an awesome season on Sunday nights.
Yeah, it really has. And with that, good night from all of us here at MaxSpeedTV, and we'll see you next week.
MaxSpeedTV would like to thank our partners here at MaxSpeedTV, starting with the Colby Eye Paints. If you're in the market for a new paint job for your car, check out Colby's Eye Paints on Facebook. Need a replica paint of your real-life car? Colby's Eye Paints has you covered. Check out Colby Eye Paints on Facebook. Also by Hershey Design. Hershey Design Company is your one-stop graphics shop. If you're in need of an iRacing paint, league, team, or business logo, or want the logo on some sweet swag, hit up Orion at the Hershey Design Company. You can find them on Facebook by searching HERSHY Design Company. Also by the Sim Speed Shop, simspeedshop.com. You can check them out for all your iRacing sim needs. Ohio IndyCar League jumping on board this season with as an official sponsor of MaxSpeedTV. They are also accepting not just patrons from Ohio, but from all over. Also, iBog for all your iRacing broadcast overlay graphics done specifically by Jason Allison, one of the masters at it. So thank you to Jason. And also, last but not least, Wise Guys. You can check them out at Reverb Nation. That is spelt with a Z. So check them out on Reverb Nation. We would like to thank all of the sponsors at MaxSpeedTV and partners.